Good morning and welcome to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter, the show that takes a look at the events and what's happening all around Putnam County, as well as interviews with local, community, and business leaders. And now, sharing his insights and experience, here's Today in Putnam County with County Mayor Randy Porter.
Thanks, Philip Gibbons. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hey, this week's show is all about one of our great nonprofits. It deals with one of our most important assets, and that's our children. I'm talking about the Upper Cumberland Foster Closet. My guests this morning are Amanda Drake. She's the executive director and actually the founder of the Foster Closet. And Autumn Weitzel. She is the associate director and the development director for the Foster Closet. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Thanks for being on the show. And I met you guys back a while back and been meaning to have you on the show for a while. And y'all do such an awesome job for our community dealing with foster parents and foster kids, which is a big deal. We'll make sure that our children are taken care of. But Amanda, you had a dream at some point in time and about how this was going to happen. So can you talk about what the Foster Closet is and how that came about?
Sure. So my husband and I took in 2 children. See, it's been 10 years ago now, and it came about rather suddenly. It was considered a kinship placement, so that means we didn't have to go through the foster care classes beforehand, so it happened very quickly. We said yes on a Thursday, they showed up Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
So in that amount of time, we had to come up with beds and furniture and clothes and all of that for these kids, and thankfully we had a great support system, family and friends that just rallied around us and provided these things and helped us get all the needs that we had. And so then fast forward a few years, my friend Autumn started fostering, and she and her husband were taking in kids, and the needs were always changing, as you're taking in different ages and things like that. 1 week she might need a car seat for an infant, and then a month later she has teenage boys or something like that. And so her needs were always changing, and they happened quickly. And so I just began to, I knew what a foster closet was, and so I began to think about how we could help others, because Autumn's here. She moved to Tennessee, so her family is in another state. So she didn't have the same support system that I had.
Yeah, that's tough.
So seeing that not everyone has that same support system, and how we can as a community rally around foster parents who are doing the hard work of taking in vulnerable children. And so that's kind of how the Foster Closet was birthed. And so we started in 2019 and have been serving the community and the children in the Upper Cumberland, and probably even further than that. We have some families that come outside of the outside of the Upper Cumberland. They will drive an hour to an hour and a half to come to our organization because of how valuable it is to them.
That's an amazing story. And so you had two kids that you took in, but then you've had children since then.
Yes.
5? You have 5 children?
5 total children, yes.
And Autumn, you have 6 kids, is that right?
Yes, 3 biological and 3 are adopted from
Wow.
foster care.
I don't know how you ladies do it, taking care of those big families and still able to do the Foster Closet. We were talking about numbers earlier of foster kids, and I looked up a number that there was somewhere around 400,000 kids that are in foster care right now across the country, and about 215,000 foster parents. You were telling me that here in the state, we got, about 8,800?
That's correct, yeah. As of a couple weeks ago, that was the current number.
And then in the Upper Cumberland, about 800.
Yes.
So you got a lot of families that depend on the Foster Closet to be able to do it. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, but explain this. When these kids arrive into foster care, there's this kind of delay in there between the time that they may get in the home and the time the benefits and everything start for the foster family.
Yeah.
So you're filling in that gap, right?
So usually we'll get a phone call. I just had one the other day. They've received 2 little boys and they don't have anything for little boys. So they'll call us, and we try to set it up so that they can come during our open hours. But we always have families that maybe can't make it during the day on Thursday, or already have plans on the weekend. So we will contact one of our volunteers, and someone will meet them there and get them what they need.
So we're talking with Amanda and Autumn. They're with the Upper Cumberland Foster Closet. This is an organization here in Cookeville, down here at 259 South Willow Avenue, that helps foster families as they're taking in foster kids to be able to have all kinds of supplies and clothes and all kinds of needs. And we're talking with them this morning about the program and what they have to offer. So when somebody comes to your closet, these foster parents, I mean, give us an idea of what all's inside. What do they have to choose from? I mean, is it just clothes, or you got a lot of other stuff?
We pretty much have anything you need to raise a child.
Wow.
We have hygiene products and diapers and anything for a baby. A bottle warmer, bottles. We have some formula, cribs, bassinets, high chairs. You name it, we have it. Of course, things come in and out, and we don't always have the car seats, and we don't always have the high chairs. But as soon as we get them in, they go as quickly as they came. We have clothing and underwear and shoes. Anything you need, really, to raise a child, give them their basic needs.
And you keep us all in stock down at your location. So
Yes.
How do you operate? Or off of donations, or are people donating this stuff?
Yes, 100% donations.
Wow.
So most of the items in the foster closet are donated through the community. Sometimes groups or other organizations will do a fundraiser, like a drive, and collect diapers, or toiletries, things like that. So it's all that comes in is things that are donated. And then as far as like our operational budget, that we do fundraisers, and we've got our fundraiser coming up this year.
Let's talk about that. Chips for Charity, I believe, right? Is that it?
Yes, that's correct. This is our annual fundraiser. It's the only main fundraiser that we do each year, and that's where we get most of our operating budget is through this fundraiser. It's at the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport. It's a very unique event. It's called Chips for Charity because it is a casino-style event where we have a company that comes in, brings all of the casino tables, and we have a lot of fun. We have a silent auction and some raffles and food trucks and music. It's a very fun night.
So if someone wants to get a ticket to go to that, it's April 27th, I think, at
That's correct.
6 p.m. at the airport. How do they go about doing that?
You can get tickets on our website. There's a link for the tickets on our website. We will be posting on our social media all throughout the month of April and March as well.
So, guys, help a good cause, Chips for Charity. It goes to the Upper Cumberland Foster Closet. It's going to be April 27th at 6 p.m. at the Upper Cumberland Airport. You can get tickets on their website, ucfostercloset.org. They're at 259 South Will Avenue. You can contact them at 931-240-3448 if you'd like to donate. It's a great cause here in Putnam County. They're one of our great nonprofits. So if you have stuff you'd like to donate, or if you'd like to be a part, just donate the time that they may take the children until the time that government assistance, I guess, jumps in, Amanda. And so there's a big gap to fill, isn't it? And that's where you come in?
Yes, that's correct. And Autumn can speak more to this as she's been a foster parent for several years.
Yeah, so sometimes, especially if you get a call like on a Thursday, we've actually had a family get foster kids on Thanksgiving morning.
Oh, wow.
So she knew she was getting them Wednesday, didn't get them until Thursday morning, and she didn't have any way to get, the clothing allotment or anything that the state provides. So I met her that morning and was able to get the kids that she got some clothing that lasted them a couple weeks because, eventually they're going to have to go to school. And if they don't have any clothes, oftentimes, in my case, I've had kids come with bags and bags of clothes and they don't fit them. They're 2 sizes too small. The shoes don't fit. Or one little girl they were homeless and she had boots on that were like 3 sizes too big. Their clothing usually is dirty and not okay for them to go to school in. So the foster closet is there for those kids and those families when they need something immediately and they're not able to run to the store or get that allotment that they'll get eventually.
So we kind of got 2 different groups here, though, don't we? So you got these foster parents. They know they're foster parents.
Right.
They're set up in the system, and so at any given time, middle of the night, on a weekend, on a holiday, they may get delivered to them some foster children, right?
Correct.
And so you've got those folks that they kind of plan on that, I guess, a little, but there's still this delay, though, sometimes with getting the benefits from the state to pay for these, though, and I've heard stories, I don't know if it's true or not, can go weeks and months sometimes.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I mean, typically it is a week or so that, you wait. But, I mean, there's families that are not able to get the clothing allotment because either the caseworker hasn't put it in or just hasn't been approved. And so it could take a couple months. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen very often. But unfortunately, it does happen sometimes. So
you got that group of people that are foster parents and they know ahead of time. But in our society here in Putnam County, and it's nationwide, you've got this other group of people that grandparents and great grandparents are having to raise their grandkids and great grandkids, and things are happening in our community that you probably never thought would happen, but drugs is a big part of that. We see that a lot. I know several grandparents that are raising their grandkids because mom and dad are in jail or prison or have passed away from drug overdoses, and fentanyl issue and all that stuff's becoming a big deal. You deal with those people too, and they're not set up in a system over here and know they're going to be foster parents. All of a sudden something happens and the grandkids or great grandkids come to live with them on the spur of the moment, but you deal with those folks too, right?
We do, and each situation is different. Sometimes they are involved with DCS if the parents are in jail and things. The children have been in the system and they're with the grandparents, and so we come alongside and help any children that their childhood has been disrupted, that they are living with people other than their biological parents. We want to come alongside and help. And so, yes, we help the grandparents because some grandparents are getting assistance from the state and some grandparents are not. And it's, like I said, it's based on each situation. So we want to make sure that these kids are clothed and cared for and have the things that they need and assist these families, whoever's caring for the children.
It's all about those kids, isn't it?
Yes.
Make sure they're taken care of. They're probably going through the worst moments of their life. And I'm sure you see all kinds of things. Autumn, you were a foster parent for several years. I mean, it's not just about something happened, mom and dad died or something. There's abuse, there's all kinds of things involved. And I just want to ask you, being a foster parent, that has to be tough, doesn't it? That you get the kids and you don't know how long you're going to get them for, and to start loving them and then have to give them up. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's definitely something that is not for the faint of heart. But to see a family grow and get better, to heal, to recover, all of those things that are usually involved in what the parents are doing to get their kids back. We just to see all of that and to be able to say, here's your kids, and they've loved you this entire time throughout the whole thing, and we've been here to support you through this, walk, and to watch them succeed it's pretty amazing. Of course, it hurts and it's sad and it's heartbreaking to say goodbye, but it's
part of it.
It's part of it, yeah.
It's almost like it's a calling, isn't it? I'm sure y'all feel the same way. It's a calling to do what you're doing with the Upper Cumberland Foster Closet, and but it had to be a calling to be able to do the foster parenting, I would think. And I know some folks that are foster parents, and they're doing a service to our community.
It's definitely difficult, but there's so many people who say, I can't be a foster parent. Well, it's hard for anyone, but there's always ways to step up and support a foster parent or foster family if you can't be the foster parent.
If you can't be them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. We're talking about the Upper Cumberland Foster Closet. They do a great job here in Putnam County and all across the Upper Cumberland and even outside the Upper Cumberland of helping foster families with clothes and supplies and all kinds of needs here in Cookeville. It's at 259 South Willow Avenue. They have a website, ucfostercloset.org, or they have a Facebook page. If folks, they're not foster parents, but they want to help. Mm-hmm. So you got multiple ways. So one of them is they can actually donate supplies and clothes. How do they do that?
Absolutely. So we have normal open hours, Saturdays from 10 to 1 and Thursdays from 12 to 3. These are our open hours where it's when the families can come shop, but also when we take donations. So we do take used clothing, nice, used clothing, gently used. What you would put your kids in. Yeah. Okay, we don't want the stained and holy, things. We want these kids to feel good about what they're in, and so we take the nice clothing and items for babies. Car seats are always a big need. We just have to make sure that they're not expired, that they're in current date. So we take these items. Obviously we take financial donations at any time, and we're always needing our community for events. We host different events throughout the years specifically for the kids and families, and so we need volunteers and things like that.
So if somebody's interested, they just need to call you?
Yes, they can go on our website to see opportunities for volunteering and more information about the donations we accept.
So is there a list of stuff on the website
There
so
is.
they know what to donate? Do you get a lot of donations that way?
We do.
We get a lot of clothing donations. There's times where we have to shut down for donations because we get so much, and we just don't have enough volunteers to come in and help us go through the clothing. So we are always in need of volunteers.
Always looking for volunteers.
We are always looking for volunteers.
That's great.
And then, of course, the new items like the toiletries and diapers and stuff. So some businesses and churches will do drives to help us with those.
You started this back in 2019, and just you saw this need, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it's been a pleasure just being able to serve alongside our community and the families in our community, and really just helping the kids, providing for them, and in such a hard time in a transition that they didn't sign up for, that they didn't, put into motion, but
no fault of their own that they're in
No.
the situation they're
and
in.
so we just try to do our part and come alongside them and the people that have volunteered to care for them.
So you offer all kinds of clothes and supplies and everything for these families to come and get, and sometimes these families, foster families, it may happen in the middle of the night, right, or on a weekend, or we were talking about one family, it was on Thanksgiving, and so you're kind of a 24/7 outlet for these folks to know that you have all this stuff there at your facility on South Willow for them to be able to come and get it.
Yes, we have regular open hours, but we always try to be available and meet the needs as they come up, and we do the best we can with that because, yes, it's all hours, all days of the year.
Y'all see it from a different perspective. I'm sure you see it on a day-to-day basis, but it amazes me. We were talking during break. I had on one of my guests here 3 weeks ago was the PELP program here in Putnam County, and they provide these backpacks of food that these kids take home with them on weekends and during school breaks and so forth. And you get to thinking about a county our size, and we have great economics, a lot of retail jobs and everything, but we also got the bottom part of the low economics of folks that some of them are just barely getting by. And see a lot of these kids too that, I know it's not just foster kids, but there's all different reasons for some of this other, but does it kind of amaze you the need that there is out there in the community?
Oh, I'm constantly amazed by the need. I wish that we could help all of them, but we try to stick to kids in what we call kids in crisis.
Kids in crisis,
that they've had something happen that has disrupted their home. We try to keep our focus there, but we'd love to be able to help everybody in the community, of course.
Well, and thankfully we got all these organizations that are, between you and PEP and a lot of these others, they're doing a great job. So I know you have a tough time with volunteers, having enough people to be able to do all this. So if somebody wants to volunteer, how do they do that?
So they can go to our website, which is ucfostercloset.org, and sign up to volunteer. We have open hours, like Amanda said, Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursdays is from 11:30 to 2, and Saturdays is 10 to 1. But we also have other opportunities as well. So we have a couple events throughout the year that we really just pour into the foster family as a whole. We have our back to school event, which is in July, and our Christmas scavenger hunt in December. And we need volunteers, like 40 at each event or more. We just put a kid or a parent, an adult with each family, and they just love on them and walk them around. And
that back to school event's about giving them some pride and
it is.
And feel good about themselves about going to school, and so that happens right before school starts back every year, right?
That's right. They get a new outfit and a new pair of shoes and a haircut. The Upper Cuts barbershop right next to us sets up, and some ladies from Omea and some other different salons go in there, and they just take these kids in one by one and cut their hair and give them a fresh start for the new school year. Many of them start at a new school, with just getting placed over the summer maybe. So.
Yeah, thank you to all the folks that's part of that. But if you'd like to volunteer, check out their website, ucfostercloset.org, all the details there. They're located at 259 South Willow. Folks want to donate clothes and those kind of things, go on the website, you got a list there and you got details?
Yes, so you can find the information on our website about the items that we accept and when we accept those donations.
And if there's businesses or churches out there that would love to take on sponsorships with foster closets, how would they do that? What about that?
So we actually have an event coming up called Chips for Charity, and it's our only fundraiser really that supports our operating budget and allows us to keep our doors open, really. We have different opportunities and different levels that they could sponsor the event at, and they're also listed on our website. They'll also be posted on our social media as well. So
Facebook
Facebook and Instagram. So they can go on and check that out. They could always donate. We always take monetary donations to keep the foster closet going as well.
You got the Chips for Charity. That is the big event you're talking about out the Upper Cumberland Airport, April 27th?
Yes,
6
April
p.m.?
27th.
And how would folks, if they'd like to attend, I mean, they can attend and come to this event.
Yes.
Of course, you're expecting them to help with a donation if you're coming, I'm sure. But how do they go about getting tickets to that?
Yeah, tickets are on sale. They went on sale March 1st, and the link is on our website, and we'll be posting on our social media pages as well. So the tickets are $75 per person, and so we would love to have a large number of people come out and just enjoy the event. We have a large silent auction. It's fantastic. We have all kinds of items, experiences, baskets, all kinds of things that we have for the silent auction. It's also online. We do open it up to the community once the event has started. So even if you're unable to attend the event, you can still bid on our silent auction, which is pretty cool.
And this is at the big hangar at the airport, right?
Yes.
If you've never been out to the Upper Cumberland Airport, huge hangar there. So this is a great event. And kind of a dress-up event, though, too, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Casino style. Get to go and play roulette and craps, blackjack.
Texas Hold'em. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Music and food trucks.
And you're doing it all for a great cause.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Upper Cumberland Foster Closet. You talked about, you got the back-to-school event, but you had another event that you do each year, too, right around Christmas or something?
Yeah, it's called the Christmas Scavenger Hunt, and we actually have some local businesses in our community set up, and they start at the foster closet, and they get some little clues that take them to the next location, and again, they get another clue, and they end up at the river. Each child in the family, not just foster, but it could be adoptive or biological, they all get a gift, which are donated from the community. Toys for Tots helps donate, and Print Mart helped donate a lot last year, a large number of the toys. We also give the families a gift basket. The parents get a gift. They get pictures with Santa, cookies. I mean, they make a craft. It's just, it's an amazing time. And like I said, each family gets a guide that leads them through. They get to know them. We have people at each set up location area, and that kind of guides them through what they need to do. It's just, everyone is just loving on the families, and that's just what we want them to do.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is.
The families as a whole.
Yeah, the family as a whole, not just, you're the foster kid, you get it all, but the family as a whole. You guys are all in this together.
Well, that is great. Thanks for being on the show today. Y'all do a great job. And let's recap for the listeners in case they missed it. It's Upper Cumberland Foster Closet. They're down here at 259 South Willow Avenue, ucfostercloset.org, or on Facebook or on Instagram. You can also call them at 931-240-3448. They are in need of donations of clothes and supplies for these foster families that are taking care of our foster kids. Big deal. They do a great job. Been going now for about 5 years. They've got some events coming up. One is the Chips for Charity, April 27th, 6 p.m. at the Upper Cumberland Airport. Tickets are $75. You can get them on their website. A great night of fun and helping out a great nonprofit that we have here in Putnam County. Amanda, Autumn, I appreciate what y'all are doing and what you're doing for the community. Businesses out there, churches, if you'd like to help these folks, give them a call. They're providing a great service to one of our greatest assets, and that's our kids. And I thank y'all for what y'all are doing.
Thanks for having us.
That's your show for this week. Hope you join us every weekend for Today in Putnam County, here on all the Zimmer family of radio stations. I'm County Mayor Randy Porter, hoping you have a great rest of your weekend, and may God continue to bless Putnam County.
You've been listening to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.